Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today I'm going to be making a card, and it's going to be yellow. I'm going to be using this new GinaK Twirl at Gingham stencil that I got the other day in my product haul. I pulled it out of the package but haven't used it. I watched a video on how she did that, so that's where I'm going to start today. I will also be using Spellbinders. This is their Lemon Zest die cut. And so I've already cut out those pieces. And I also used waffle flower 5x7 lacy layers to cut out all my sizes. And I'll tell you what those are here. This is my usual 5x7 card that measures 10 inches by 7 inches. Scored it at the 5-inch mark, folded it, creased it with my bone folder. And then of course I got some ink on it. And that doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up. For my first layer, I have a piece which was whole, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 white cardstock, and that's going to go over the top of that. And then the next piece is the lacy stitched edge. This measures 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then I have 2 more pieces. One is the stitched edge die. This is 2 1/2 by 4 1/2. And then another small lacy layer, which is 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And we're going to layer those all together, and I'm just going to do a lot of ink blending today and just a smidge of stamping. So let me get started. I'm going to start by first ink blending this large piece of white. And I have my waffle flower grip mat here, and I'm just going to lay this down. I'm using Tim Holtz Distressed Oxide in Mustard Seed. This is a very dark yellow. And I didn't have a dark yellow paper, so I'm just gonna make my paper this lovely dark yellow. And I really only need to do the edge because that's all that's going to be showing on this card. And his Distress Oxides, they're so juicy, and you get really good color laid down with minimal effort. Okay. And that gives me a nice bright lemon yellow. I'm just going to clean this off. I'm going to use the same on just the very edge of the one stitch die. But I don't want all this yellow. And of course I think I got too much water on here, but that's okay. A little dab will do ya. So I think I'll take a paper towel here and just dry it a little. Okay. Now on this smaller piece, I want to do the same on the edge. And you can go ahead and color in the middle if you want to get rid of the extra, because the next time I use this brush, I don't want to have such a bright yellow. So I'm just going to rub it all over and rub it off whatever's on this brush. And I'll just set those 2 pieces aside to dry. Set those up there. And clean this off. I think my rag's probably still wet enough. Oh, I was wrong. Just a little bit of water. Okay, and I'm just done with this for now. Get that good and dry. Okay, now I'm going to take this piece, and this is what I'm going to do the Twirl at Gingham on. However, I don't want this nice scalloped edge to be covered up with the plaid. So I'm going to take, I have, oh, how big is this? This is, it's over 1/4 inch. I want to say it's, if I do it this way, I'll be able to tell better. 6/16, so that would be 3/8 of an inch wide. And I'm going to cover just till it gets to the bottom of the scallop. And it's going to go inside. I'm hoping this twirl at Gingham works like I saw it on Gina's YouTube channel. Now she started with a 6x6 piece of paper and just did it that way. I'm going to use this size. And it'll fit on here nicely. But what I want to do is I want to center it somehow. Because this will still be a little bit, it's a little longer. So I'm going to have an edge, but I'm going to color the edge, so it's not going to matter. But I want to center this big white border here between the top and bottom of my paper somehow, so that it's semi-even. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of washi tape and put in the corner here, because I need to keep a distinct corner where this stencil is going to fit inside, so that my gingham is going to turn out correctly, at least, I hope. There, I'm just going to do those two top corners, and if I put this right down in there, that should work fine. Now I'm going to take a very light yellow. This is Lemon Drop. I've got some extra water here. I'm just going to brush this off on my wet paper towel, because I don't want this yellow to be as dark as the yellow on the border. And that Tim Holtz ink makes for a really bright yellow. I may even okay, I think I'm just gonna, I have another new yellow brush that I haven't used. I'm just gonna start with that. And then I'll save that one for when I get to the other color, because I just want this to be light. Because I'm going to put lemons on it, so I don't want to contrast too much with the color of the lemons, if that makes sense. Just very light. I'm not even pressing the bristles down. Let's see how that looks. That looks good. Now I'm going to pick this up and turn it 1/4 of a turn and put it right back in where I have my washi tape marking off the border. And then I'm going to do one more coat of this one, but I'm going to press just a hair heavier. I'm going to press down on this so that I get a slightly darker color of this yellow. But I'm not pressing too hard. Okay. Now I'll turn it another 1/4 of a turn. And this time I'm using the same yellow, but I'm gonna press a little bit harder. Not smushing my bristles flat, but I am bending the bristles slightly. Kind of maybe about 1/3 of the way smushing the bristles. Okay. And then I will do one last time twirling it. And this time I'm going to really press down and smash these in there so it really darkens it up. And it doesn't really hurt your brush. I just use the cheap generic brushes. I haven't ruined one yet. Okay, now let me see how this looks. Okay, now I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to go lightly over this top and bottom white edge that the stencil left, because my paper is bigger than the stencil. And I didn't want to try to figure out how to extend the stencil. All right, so I'm done with the lemon drop. And pardon me, let me grab a drink here. And by putting on the several coats, it almost gives it a yellow-brown coloration to it. Like a golden yellow, I guess would be the correct word. Maybe just my lighting here in the basement, but it also has a slight green tint to this yellow. Okay. All right. See, and then this will layer on top of that. I have the contrast between the two yellows, and then when I get to the yellow of my lemons, it'll look different. I'm just going to set my stencil aside because I'll wash that off when I'm done. And I'm just going to clean this off because now I'm going to color the lemon and the different pieces for the lemon. Okay, and I've already got those cut out up here. I'll start with the lemon because those are the only things that are going to be yellow. And I've chosen this wonderful wild dandelion, and I can use the darker brush for that. And I'm just going to go over them lightly to begin with. And then over here on the side where the holes for the lemon are, I'm just going to go back and forth a couple of times, pressing a little bit harder just to give some shading without actually using another color of yellow. And then just a titch over here to make them look a little round. Okay, done with the yellow. I'll just pick these up and set those back on the tray. Clean off the yellow. And put the yellow brushes away. Now I'm going to be doing green, and I have two different shades of green. I want to get all the parts down here that need to be colored green. Okay, and I have one green brush, and it doesn't have a lot on it. Okay, so I'm going to start out with jelly bean green, and then I'm going to use fresh asparagus. And jelly bean is a little bit of a brighter olivey green, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to do all of these pieces in it. And then I'm going to come back and color in with the fresh asparagus. That lid is driving me bonkers today. All right. Now I'm going to come in with the fresh asparagus and just do some highlights on the stems itself, here and there. But on these leaves, these are going to get fresh asparagus. And I'm leaving some areas with the jelly bean green still showing. So they're kind of like a two-tone. All right. And if you can believe it, we're done coloring. So I'm going to pick all these pieces up. I'm just going to set them over here because I need to start putting this card together. So I'm just going to set them off. Oop, I didn't get that one colored. There we go. Okay. And now I'm just going to clean this off quickly here. Grab the covers. I do need to stamp. Okay. Now for this card, this is going to go here, this is going to go here, and then I kind of want this, and then this, with the lemons hanging down. So I want to stamp down here. And I have picked from GinaK Designs Smiling Blooms. I want to use this Sending Love and Happiness. So I think if I put that in that bottom corner, then I can make the placement look just right. Pardon my reach. And I don't remember if I've used this stamp or not, so I'm going to condition it anyhow. And then I'm just going to use VersaFine Clair in the color Nocturne. That's perfect. Clean that with a little bit of water. And I'm done with the stamping platform. Okay. Now I'm going to start putting this card together. So this one's going to get glued down. I love the color of this mustard seed from Tim Holtz. Now you could have used a solid piece of yellow cardstock here. I didn't have this bright yellow, pardon me, and I wanted to cut out of the center because nobody's going to see that. And then this one's going to go straight down on top of it. And for some reason it wants to not be straight today. Come on, let's get straight. All right, and now for this piece, I kind of, do I want to go above that? I kind of do, but then I also don't. I think I want to start it right here. These two I'm going to glue together, and then I am going to pop up this little panel using some foam tape. So these will go together, and then I have a roll of 1/2-inch foam tape here. It's a low loft. It's only about 1/4 inch tall, but it will give just enough lift, I believe, to add a little bit of dimension to this card. I'm going to stand up to get this a better placement. I think right there. Okay, now to figure out how to put this lemon together. These lemons have a little hole in them. I don't know. Let's try this one. This one has a bigger. There we go. And then you need to add on the other one. And I'm going to put this in backwards because this hole didn't cut out quite all the way. I'm not sure where I put my tweezers, so I'll grab another pair and make that hole just a hair bigger. Oh, yes, okay, that'll be my placement for this. So I'm going to glue this down fairly flat. And I still have to put on the different colors of the leaf sections, but I will get that once I have this lemon placement down. So that one's going to go here. I'm just going to hold this for a moment. And then this one I want to tuck because I want this to come down. So yeah, I want it to go off like that. So I'm going to get just a thin foam dot to put behind here. I have it coming like that, and then I'm going to glue this down. Okay, now to add on these pieces and find out where they go. That one goes here. Okay, I've got this Velcro on here. I'm going to use it. Now, if you didn't want to cut these out, you could easily have just used 2 colors on the one, but this also adds a little bit of dimension to your project. Yep, that goes right there. Okay. All right, I'm going to put just a drop of glue behind here. Now there are some flowers to cut out. I cut out 2 stems. I might add a little flower here. Yeah, I believe so. All right, so let's see. Actually, I'm going to shorten this stem. I don't want the whole thing. I want the flower to come down right here. And then I've got one more cut out. Where do I even want to put it? Do I want to put it? Okay, I'm going to cut most of this stem off. And I'm going to have this come out down here at the bottom. Now there's just some little white flowers I'm just going to throw on here. I might only do 2 of them. I think I'll get my wax tool for that. We're just going to throw one right there. That's plenty. Now to add a little bit of shine and bling. Okay. Cover up my glue bottles before I forget and they dry out, and then I wonder what happened. Okay, for bling, I thought I have some glossy accents I kind of wanted to use, but I'm wondering if my rhinestones would not be better. And I thought I brought them over here. Ah, here they are. They're hiding on this corner of my desk. I have some that are a golden yellow-green already. It's maybe in the center of the flower. So let me try one. I've got a golden yellow here. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. We'll use these golden yellows. And I think, okay, I'm just going to Wink Estella the orange, or the lemon, just to add a little bit of shine and shimmer. Not a lot. It just adds just a nice top coat. Okay. I must say, I do like this card today. So that's my card for today. Thank you so much for watching. Get your stuff out and play. Have fun. And have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.